Battle to the death, fighting till I take my last breath, till there's nothing left of this flesh, till this past tense. Got up on the fence, henceforth this intense. I was lost, now a friend, now a force with the pen for the Lord.
Yo, battle to the death.
I got you hype, right?
No,
I got you hype,
words.
right?
I don't. See, I did that before, right? I don't.
Yeah, I was doing like the trap version. I was like,
Yo, what up, everybody? What up, people? What up? Yes. Welcome to Marrio Esco Live. I am your host, Marrio Esco, and alongside me is my good friend, co-host, Gil Vargas. What up? Let's do different sounds. There we go. All of them.
Wow. All of them. Let's exercise all of them.
Sorry.
All of them.
Killed it. Hold on. Which one's this one? I need this one. All right, here we go. Shout out to our people. Shout out to our audience. Our listeners. GH3 Radio. 520 Radio. Godify. The Bridge Radio. Our YouTube subscribers. Shout out to our Facebook audience, our Twitch audience, the Unashamed Network, and my podcasters, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, wherever you listen to the show. Shout out to all y'all. We love you. Thank you for rocking with us. Check out d2lproductions.com. We got some gear there. Actually, I'm rocking one of the hats, feeling like grass, as you can see.
It's crispy.
Dope. I think it's a dope hat. I mean,
I like it.
Feeling like grass. There it is. Look at that.
Looks
it's a matching logo with the pick. You like that? Kill, look at the screen.
Wow.
Look at the screen, bro.
Wow.
You see what I mean? Now, if I had this shirt with it, with this hat, look
wow.
Hey. What up, y'all? Just trying to model for y'all.
You should have cut that part out, and then your face would have been right there.
Just sitting right there.
You should have cut that out, man.
I'm sorry, podcasters. You gotta join the actual visual live to experience.
Mario
this part
puts
of
a
it.
picture of the shirt directly in front of his face, and it looks
we
like
got new hats.
Bobblehead.
Oh, look at! I think that's the hat I got right there. Hey!
Oh, no way!
Hey! Look at that.
I think that's the same hat.
Look at
the hat that I created for my album show. You know what? My gosh, I think that.
Wait a minute. Is that mine? No.
Gee Willikers, that's my hat.
Go check out the new merch. Go check out Feeling Like Grass. Go check everything out at d2lproductions.com. Hey, man, we're getting traction to the website. I'm super excited about that as well.
Dope.
We're using some analytics just to see, how far our reach is. And, we do want to measure impact. And, you don't want to do nothing just for vain and just for nothing. Like, you do want to see growth, and you do want to,
Yeah, man.
Anyway, so yeah,
it's good to see it grow.
It's dope. It's dope to see people coming to the website, man. That's what's up. We got some blogs. I've been sleeping on a few things. I got to step my game up. Going through this pandemic, going through a few things. So
it's a lot of adjustments.
Yeah, a lot of different adjustments and whatnot. Actually, shout out to God Music. We actually joined them as well. God Music Radio. So shout out to them.
Super dope.
So yeah, man, we do want to get back into getting all the clips out there and editing all this stuff, right? Is that something that we want to do, or am I just like throwing it out there right now on the show and like
facts?
I'm gonna put my foot.
I'm
where
showing
my mouth
support.
Is. You showing support?
Yeah.
All right, cool. You're gonna step up on the editing though, right? That's
editing meaning
the video clips, like weekly. Like you're gonna do the.
Oh yeah. Yeah, man.
Now I was trying to test him. I was like, let me see if he's just saying whatever.
Nah, I mean, if I learn it, that shouldn't take too long. It's just send
cool.
right through. You know what I mean?
All right, cool. Go check out our YouTube channel. Our YouTube channel. Subscribe, please. That's what it looks like right there. Be sure to subscribe to that.
Yeah.
Recap last episode 104. Not chicken chuleta.
Yeah, man.
Not chicken chuleta. We're gonna have to change up.
I feel like our first endorsement deal is gonna be like some sort of chuleta company.
I was gonna say Goya, but I don't know if they're gonna be around.
They don't make chuletas. They make the seasoning for chuletas.
Hey,
but they don't make chuletas. It's like that's how ingrained we Puerto Ricans are. Yo, some of us think
they don't make
chuletas come from Goya.
Hey man, Goya bring
that's how Goya products is
Goya
so
be bringing in the food. You know what I mean?
Did you hear about the band?
That's what I'm trying to segue like nasty with it, but you gotta like be like, the only one that's gonna catch that is Goyi.
Why would he catch that?
I'm just saying, like, he's the only one that's gonna catch that. If you would have just went with it, all the other listeners would have been like, yeah, oh my goodness, what we're gonna do without
the fact
Goya?
that we're talking about behind the scenes type of stuff
that's right.
Makes this whole thing.
I was trying to segue mad dope with it. Like, all right, cool. Like, no one's gonna know. Then I see Michael Ferros and Joel Perez, and I'm like, oh, everybody's gonna know.
Why does that matter?
I see Samy Esco. I'm like, what's
all these random Spanish people?
Goyi. I'm like, well, how was this the show that all the Spanish people decided to jump on? I'd be like, yo, let's.
And the fact is that we're
they
the
all
only
know. But
Spanish
anyway,
ones.
I was trying to segue into the whole Goya situation, but we're not even on topics. Recap. Hold on. Yo, buckle up. Yo,
I mentioned, man, I want to talk.
Right, yo, how to conduct business during a pandemic. We talked about that last episode.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
Well, we didn't get too in depth.
I don't think we got in depth with any of these topics.
Probably not.
Yo, all our audience that was here last week, they're gonna be like, dude, you guys, you guys didn't talk about any of that stuff. Yo, Lecrae regrets saying he's not a Christian rapper. T.I. and 50 beef still ongoing.
Still ongoing.
Will Smith. And
Why
Jada,
are you saying that
Jada
like they're
Pinkett
movie
Smith.
previews?
Yo, for real. The headliners are previews for that, right? Click on it, see the trailer for it. Like, oh my goodness.
In the world.
Did you hear about
That's the
Will
only thing
Smith
that was
and
missing.
Jada Pinkett? And then you see like trailer, a full-blown trailer on the situation. Like, oh no, he didn't.
Oh no,
Wow.
he didn't.
I want to watch
man.
that. That's how messed up we are into gossip and stuff. Like we legit see like headliners as trailers. Ooh,
Facts.
I want to see that movie. Click.
Facts.
And we jump right into everybody's business.
Yeah.
Like, yes.
I'm not gonna lie, that whole Will Smith thing had me
Yeah.
uncomfortable a little bit. I was just like, damn, why is everybody?
Why
all
am
up
I
in their
peeking?
business?
Why am I peeking in like
okay, so
in the
they have an
peephole?
open relationship. So what? What happens if they admit
okay,
it? Nothing.
yeah. We covered it, I guess, last
Yeah,
week.
we did talk
If we played K Cartel, Spotlight 116 featuring Lecrae, Paris Charis, Big Wave. So if any of that, interests you, go check out episode 104. Now we're gonna stop talking. We're gonna try to gain control of ourselves.
We're
like
gonna stop
professionals.
talking, which is the whole point
And we're
of the
going to take
show.
a quick break and jump into a clean, fun comedy skit. This
there.
is one I've never played before, by the way.
Yep.
Never played before, but you'll see the quality's kind of like, this is when I first was getting introduced to film, so I apologize, but I thought it was dope because my wifey's up in here. So here is Studio Wife featuring Manny Rivera, G-Wiz, myself, and
This
wifey.
is a good one.
Here we go.
This is a tote.
Yo, what up, man? What's going on? How you doing?
Hi, boys.
How you doing? How you guys doing? So this is my idea for the album. I'm thinking like something crazy, something different, something that nobody's ever heard. I'm thinking like live instruments. I want like all kinds of different kind of elements. Just bring it out. I just want it really, really dope. Something.
Guys, I have milk and cookies.
Right. Yeah. Milk and cookies, baby. Like I was saying, what I want is a whole different kind of concept, something no one's ever heard before, something different, something unique, something.
Guys, keep it down, okay? It's a school night.
Okay, yeah, no problem. So like I was saying, this is what I'm trying to talk about. So I want something unique, something different, something that.
Guys, it's getting late, okay? It's time to go.
Yo, grab me a cookie, bro. There you go, Studio Wife featuring Wifey, man. Hair claps for that. That was a lot of fun doing that.
He took the whole tray of cookies with him. I don't know if anybody caught that.
Oh, man. Yo, I swear the older ones were the best ones, bro. The
Yeah,
ones that
man.
were like mad easy to do. Like we started getting into like
Complex
green
ones.
screen stuff.
It's like, oh, dude, we
Like,
should
yo,
make one
let's
that's
go into
like
outer space.
We should make one that looks
Let's
like the
float around
300
into
movie
outer
that took
space.
hours and
Huh?
hours of editing.
You know? What up, everybody? Jumping in. I see everybody, man. I love y'all. Mike 5. Share the show as you guys jump in. Why? I don't know. I listen back to the shows and I'm like, why do they listen to this dude yelling on the mic? Like,
share it. I don't know.
share it, man.
You want?
You want to listen to this crazy man on the mic?
You want to poison everyone else?
Yo, what up, Frankie? God bless, brother. God's music, radio. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's funny. Born again. Busy's in the building. What up? Yo, everybody's in the building. What's going on, man? We got some things to chop it up about. Keep me in prayer, please. I'm trying to keep it together so I can talk, some sense. I listened to last week's and I'm like, yo, y'all just let me rock like this? Like, what? you guys, I'm not even hand clapping y'all. That's the wrong one. What am I doing? Y'all just letting me die out here like that? I got my best friend on my side just watching me just like every week, just like bury myself. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, man. What
I
are
love
friends
y'all.
for?
Look, everyone's laughing. Everyone, LOL. Yeah, y'all know.
What are friends for, man?
You're like, yo, just let this dude rock.
Let him rock, man. And man, the stories.
All the stories. You got your own chat behind the scenes. Oh, man, that's foul, bro. All right, yo. You want to do the fake yo, how's your week thing? Like we haven't been talking to each other.
The fake one?
Like we haven't been talking to each other every hour of you know what I'm saying?
How's
like,
been your week?
Man, how's it been, man? Like the whole day we're talking like, yo, man, I got people looking at me like, aren't you supposed to fix a PC somewhere? I'm like, yo, this is what we're gonna do, all right? We're talking like we're about to, yes, like quarterback, like, yo, this is what we're about to do.
And I was like, yo, the scripture, bro. The scripture.
No, let's do that. Yo, so how was your week, bro?
Oh, man, it's been a blessing, bro. That's
it, mama.
Just listening to sermons and well, actually, I read a scripture and then watch a sermon on it. And it's been dope. It's been super dope.
That's a gem.
Yeah,
so what do you do?
So I actually got this. It was a tip that Marrio actually has been doing, and he was like, "Yo, it's been helping."
I was trying to give you the opportunity to like.
So so basically, you read a scripture. So I'm starting from Genesis. So I'm just gonna go through the whole book.
Dope.
And whatever I read, I look for a sermon that's based on that chapter.
Facts.
So I hear the word. I mean, I'm seeing the word. I'm reading the word. I'm digesting it.
Yep.
And then I hear a sermon on it to just get a little bit deeper, and then meditate after that.
Fire.
So it's been dope.
Love it.
It's been super, super dope.
If you can do that,
it's been huge.
As long as you're being responsible with it, you don't got the headset like distracting you as you work, and do your thing. Like if you can do it one ear in, and you can like, if you have that kind of job where you can, why not, dude?
Yeah.
Press play.
Oh yeah,
it's a blessing, dude. Yeah,
breaks.
Why not put the headphones in? Work.
Yeah,
and get fed at the same time. That's dope.
On my way into work, Yeah.
And then it's about something that you're reading, so now you're like double digesting.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
so any little thing that I missed,
fire.
or maybe I didn't see properly.
Yeah,
the sermon will just bring that part to life, so it makes me even appreciate the scripture that much more.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh, I didn't even catch that. That's crazy.
Yo, what do you say to the people that are like, yo, man, that's I just don't got the time for that. I mean, I don't got the time to open up my Bible. I don't got the time to be reading. I don't got the time to be.
I think that it's an excuse, and the reason why I say that is because everybody has some sort of indulgence that they do. So whether it's
watching TV or like,
you know what I'm saying, some relaxed time.
Oh.
So you can't say, hey, I never have time, because nobody just works, goes to bed, works, goes to bed, works, goes to bed. So then how do you know about your favorite sports team? How do you know about what movie's coming out?
You're convicting people, bro.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, like,
stop it. You're
if you know this,
people.
It's because you watch other things. So it's
we
not
need
about
a sound
time.
For convicting people. Like,
it's not about time. It's just
like
not what you want to do. Let's just be real.
Facts.
Like, I don't want to be reading the Bible. I'd rather be watching.
Gotta make time, kill the flesh, brother.
CSI
for real,
or whatever.
For real, that's true. Kill the flesh, man. You have to make the time. Hold on, what's going on over here? I'm about to. Do I gotta kill the flesh? No. No, but
do I gotta kill the flesh?
You know what I'm saying?
Oh man, the behind the scenes stuff up in here is
dope.
crazy.
All right, cool. So your week was
the
dope.
audience, it would be crazy.
Fire. Imagine comedian up there, gotta kill the flesh. Nah, man. All right, so we got
But yeah, man, it's been a blessing, man.
dope. For me, it's been cool.
Wow.
Yo,
That
it's,
was insightful.
No, it's been.
I'm so encouraged.
Well, you know what's up. You know what's up, man. It's been a huge, huge blessing in all aspects. It's gonna be kind of interesting for me to real talk to go back and watch these shows. Sometimes I'll be thinking like, one day I'm gonna look back like a tattoo you thought was a good idea at the time. And then you start getting wrinkly and old, and you start like, oh man, that wasn't a good idea.
Yeah.
I got a feeling. Am I gonna grow old to be like, you know what? I'm gonna be potting on my beach house, like
Potting.
being a beach bum potting. Like,
Yeah,
oh man, am I gonna grow to be old and mature with this podcast and just find it a huge blessing?
I'm sorry,
or am I
bro.
gonna look back and be like, what
God
in
is
the world
like,
was I
I'm
doing?
taking this away, and it's clear
Yo,
as day.
what
All
in
the equipment
world
burns.
What's going on?
all
man?
simultaneously. Like, I'm gonna do this till I day or die. We're like, why not? It's fun.
Nah, real talk, man. It has been a huge blessing, bro.
Yo, for real.
Like the ongoing
Get
conversations.
to speak about grievances, like things that upsets us. It's like a free platform.
Yeah,
You know?
it's fire. It's a blessing, bro. I just coming together with you and just you
Yeah,
know what I mean.
it's
Just
dope.
chopping it up with you and learning, bro. Like all the things we learned from when we first started this thing in the beginning.
man.
Not even just technically, but spiritually as well. Like growing in our maturity and whatnot. But what we're doing, it's dope, man.
It's super
Sanctification, the whole journey, the whole Christian journey is beautiful, especially when you're actually like studying the book.
Mm.
When you study it, you see it clearer than ever, bro. Like I believe that when you're not studying, bro, you're struggling. Trust me. You're not
that's
studying,
right.
you're struggling, bro. Your eyes cannot. It's impossible for your eyes to be on Christ if you're not in his book, because Christ is known as the living word. You know what I'm saying? Like that is the living word that became flesh. That's how we know about God. That's how our relationship is established with him, through his book, not outside of it, bro. Like diving into it. That's where the power comes from.
Amen.
You know what I'm saying? By proclaiming the truth that we find right from his book.
Yeah,
You know, like the command to even proclaim the truth is right there in his book. Everything that we talk about Christianity is right there in the book. You know what I'm saying?
Very
Like
fact.
the fact that we like run outside of it to find something else in the cosmos. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the fact that we go on this witch hunt outside of it, it's like, it's ridiculous, man. Like we got everything we need right there. I don't know why that's the theme.
Well, I mean,
but-
I think because God created us, we're spiritual beings. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And being spiritual beings, you're always searching to connect to something. You know what I'm
Facts.
saying? And that's why we have different types of addictions, different types of sins.
Facts, bro.
Because everybody has their own,
Mm.
you know, for lack of a better word, because it's kind of a worldly term, their own demon. You know what I'm saying? But everybody has their own different struggles. At
Mhm.
the same time, you know what I'm saying? So that's why it's different. Everybody's experiences are different, and we can't just lump them together and be like, everything happens the same way.
Right.
Everybody's journey is completely different,
Facts.
and it's dope that it is. Because you get encouraged by hearing these different stories, man.
Yo,
like
for
your
real.
journey, you know, hearing other people's journey. It's like, yo, man, God took you that way. That's crazy.
Well, that's how I see
completely different. From
That's
me.
how I see the Bible, bro. Like that's just
Facts.
it's just the
Same
unfolding.
thing.
You know,
Every
the
person in
Bible
the story is different.
The Bible is a specific a story about a specific events, right?
Yeah.
Of the unfolding of his sovereignty to Christ. That's what this whole story is about, right?
Yep.
But you don't think God was sovereign outside of the story that we read?
Facts.
He was sovereign on the other part of the world where somebody was over there doing something.
Yeah.
Unless there's a theologian in here that's like, oh, nobody was on the other side of the world. It was really, you know, like, I don't know. Like, well, anyway.
The earth is flat. So how do you explain that?
My point is he was alive and sovereign and watching with that event, that unfolding event at the same time while he was alive and watching everybody else that existed in that time. He was sovereign over every single family, every
Facts.
person, like in that time.
Yeah.
The Bible, what it does, it just zooms in on the things that he wants us to know, the truth that he wants us to know.
Yep.
But it's still like, it's not like we have the closed canon. So everything that we need, all the doctrines that we need is there. But it's not like he doesn't operate outside of it. And that's what people get confused about. Like when they say they box him in, it's almost like when you say you box him in, it's not that some people not only box into doctrines with that way of thinking, they box God into that Bible. Like when you close the Bible, he don't exist. You know what I'm saying? Like he only exists when I open up the Bible You know, like he's only watching when I turn on Christianity, and then when I turn it off, he ain't watching. Like when I'm out of the church clothes,
a lot of people, that's how they walk.
You know what I'm saying?
A lot of people walk that way.
That's what I'm saying. But he lives and breathes and exists outside of that in everybody's life. You know?
Yeah. Yo, I was thinking about that because, you know, now that I'm in Genesis and going back and forth, like...
Mike, just follow me. It's madness, but somehow it makes sense. I don't know.
No, but there was just one thing that kind of like, yo, it made me think about it more deeply. And I was like, yo, that's kind of crazy. Is that God, when he brought Adam to life, he breathed into him and he gave him the breath of life. So I was thinking about that. I'm like, yo, because of that, I technically have the breath of God in me. Like,
yeah, not
you know
technically.
Like we all have that.
You do, yeah.
No, because he didn't technically blow that into me. That's what I'm saying. Like,
he wasn't like, oh, let me see. It's not working. It's not working.
he didn't do it like that. Pastor, I blow.
Yeah,
the Spirit of God on you. COVID-19. But yeah, so that's what I mean. Like, it was first Adam, but that breath is in him, and it just through the lineage. You know what I mean? That same breath, we're all connected to that breath, and it just made me think about that. Like that's kind of profound. Like to know that the breath of God lives in all of us.
Right?
Like, you know what I mean? That's life.
That's what gives you life. Yeah. And now take it. Well, not a step further, but you know, and take it a little bit deeper. The Spirit of God resides in you.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Not just the breath, the Spirit of God resides in you.
Yo,
you're a Christian, you got the Spirit of God.
Amen.
All good things come from God.
Super dope.
You know what I'm saying? Is that a gem? Can I gem myself?
You can gem yourself? Gem yourself. You know you guys.
Yo, Mike 5, can I gem myself? I'm trying to figure this out, man. I said this is gonna be the never ending learning process show.
Never ending learning process show.
Imagine when we start getting into like
that.
holograms, and we could like put this whole desk on people's desks, like
what?
The Marrio Esco Live 3D, like
people can like sit with us.
You can chill with us, like yo, you got a mic,
it's
yo, what's up, man?
That's
the Marrio
crazy.
Esco Live in 3D.
That would be nuts.
Right in your living room.
Like, and hey, you know what? That's not that far fetched because you got VR.
Ain't nobody want to sit with Mario.
No, wait. Wait,
bro,
I can explain it.
Like, yo, who on
Listen,
with?
VR is like the same thing. It's almost like you're in a 3D world with these people.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a time where watching a screen is boring. They're going to want the whole experience of VR.
I want to be there.
Filming will become changing to that. Like, not everybody's going to be like, yo, we need to get that VR joint. And
without BRM?
People going to be the same thing. Literally sitting with us. And that's the VR experience. When you go see Marrio Esco Live, you're going to be like, yo, what up? Finally,
I can sit with you in person.
I can see some
You guys
fans.
are real people.
And if I don't like you, I just go like that and it just keeps on scrolling.
Oh, wow. You know what? I don't want Marrio Esco and Gil Vargas. You pick your host. Oh, that's messed up, bro.
That'd be crazy.
You pick your host.
You know what? I don't like that
You pick
shirt.
your set. That's what it's going to. It's like,
he's always wearing that stupid red hat.
He's always wearing that stupid hat. Look at him. He's like,
let's try.
Give him a haircut. Take that beard off.
Take that beard off. Ooh, put it back.
First of all, I hope no dude is doing this at all. If there's a dude, Mike 5, if you're sitting there like,
yes.
Yo, Mike 5, if you're sitting there dressing up us as hosts, bro, there's an issue, bro. You need accountability.
Hey, you know what though? That's not necessarily true. You know why?
Swipe left.
Because if you play them autumn Madden games, they got outfits to be like, yo, them Jordans.
That's so true.
I like that jersey.
That
jersey is way better.
Shoot. This is not even on the dock.
Dude, that's a fact.
Yo,
you play them games and they all customize them. Like, why are you trying to be cute in a video game?
Is that a pause though? Is that a pause to that?
Where you trying to look fresh?
Is that a pause to that? Like, if you're sitting there,
because you never know. I'll be in the video game and then shorty come up.
Wifey come downstairs.
I could be like, yo, what's up?
Wifey come downstairs to make sure you're getting ready for work and stuff.
Imagine.
You dressing up.
And she's talking about your character. Why your avatar looking all cute for? Is there girls in this video game?
I'm getting ready.
Why he got the earring on looking all fresh and crispy?
Baby, do you got the kids ready? Yes, I'm getting dressed, hon. You're dressing up your avatar. I'm getting dressed right now, baby. Hold on one sec. Just got to put my shoes on.
I'm like, yo, they came out with the Jordan 19s.
You slip up. Hold on, I need the right gun. What?
This is Madden.
Yeah, oops. Whatever, Call of Duty.
Is it Grand Theft Auto?
Whatever,
Which
man.
gun looks best on this outfit?
What skin color? No.
I'm feeling Desert Eagle.
How much melodyne? No.
How much melodyne?
Wait, no.
You mean melanin?
You know what I mean.
I know what you mean because I speak Marrio. I've been trying to sell this class.
What was melodyne?
For I don't even know how long. For 1995,
what's
you
melodyne?
too can speak Mario.
Hold up. How do you say it?
It's melanin.
Melanin?
Yeah, not melodyne.
What is melodyne?
Melodyne is a brown liquid, which is very unfair of you.
It's a brown liquid.
Use that.
Well, I'm brown, so I mean... I'm melodyne, all right?
I'm melodyne.
Yeah.
I'm a melodyne color.
Oh man,
Imagine
I guess we just jump into it from there. That was
Imagine
totally
that. How do you
unplanned
describe yourself?
and totally
I'm
unscripted.
a little melodyne.
I feel kind of corny to just jump off of that and be like, "Hey, speaking of you know what I'm saying?" Like,
well, you the one that said it.
I feel like, but I mean, it was like a perfect segue, dude. It was like, just like, man, wow.
And here's another explanation on a horrible song. On a horrible segue. Let's explain it. Come on, let's talk about it.
Yes!
When was the moment we messed up? Let's stop.
Yes.
Let's change it to an interview.
Dude.
When was the moment we messed up?
Is it prideful that Thursday mornings are my favorite day? Yo, is that man prideful?
Let's dissect this.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'm sure you guys already heard. What are we segueing into?
Nick Cannon saying that melodyne is a
Viacom drops Nick Cannon over hateful speech used on his podcast.
Yeah.
So, in other words, Nick Cannon is getting canceled for hateful speech.
Yep. He got fired.
They're accusing him.
In case y'all didn't know, Viacom controls a lot. So that is bye-bye to Wildin' Out. And we'll see what else.
Oh, that Wildin' Out is gone too?
Yup. Gone.
They canceled. They canceled all his shows?
He got fired from
because it was on Viacom
and MTV.
Oh, shit.
Yes.
And MTV.
Yeah. Because they own them.
Oh, I thought it was just Viacom.
Viacom owns it.
Oh.
So he's like, gone. Peace out.
So what shows are going with him?
As of right now, the only one I know of is that's Wildin' Out.
There's no other show? Oh, no, his podcast.
But the thing is he also has that I can't believe I forgot. My wife is gonna be like, I'm ashamed of you.
What did it have to do
the
with
Mask
Will
show?
Smith?
The Mask show. No, the Mask show, because we watch that show together all the time.
All right. That's going too?
Well, he's in it, and he said some pretty crazy stuff. And you know, when you say pretty crazy stuff, and it stirs up and becomes really negative in the media, everybody starts to pull away from you. Everybody starts to be like, "Oh, I don't want to be associated with that brand." And right now, well, after what he just said,
they said that it was how you say this, girl? Anti-Semitic? Is that how you say it? Anti-Semitic? Come on, help me out here.
Yeah, it sounds right.
That's what they said. His hateful speech was anti-Semitic.
Yep, sounds right.
It sounds right. He's gonna let me just hang, and we don't have.
Let's keep it.
We don't. Hey, bro, we don't have any voice. Oh man, I didn't even share the show, bro. Shame on me.
I did.
Bad. Did you?
Yep.
I gotta share the show. All right. Yeah. Okay. So, yep. They said it was anti-Semitic. Something that turns remark about something about the theory of who the real Hebrews are.
Yeah.
That's what he said. Something
and
about
how melanin is some sort of power.
Okay. Yeah. We got a clip actually. Let's play a clip real quick.
When you have a person that has the lack of pigment, the lack of melanin, that they know that they will be annihilated. So therefore, however they got the power, they have the lack of compassion. That melanin comes with compassion. Melanin comes with soul. That we call it soul. We soul brothers and sisters. That's the melanin that connects us. So the people that don't have it are a little, and I'm gonna say this carefully, are
this
a little less, and where the term actually comes from, because I'm bringing it.
They're probably gonna get hit with a thing on this, huh? Anyway, that Farrakhan, Minister Farrakhan, he said, by the way, Minister Farrakhan. So the melanin, is that how you say it? The melanin, the more melanin, excuse me, the more melanin you have, the more connected to cosmetic power.
And soul, I guess, the soul power, the soul.
Yeah. And they're connected to one another through the color of the skin.
Yeah.
Nick responds, anyone who knows me knows that I don't have no hate in my heart nor malice intentions. I don't condone hate speech or spread hateful rhetoric. I encourage my healthy dialogue and welcome any expert, clergy, spokesman. Viacom responds and that they condemn bigotry of any kind. Anti-Semitism is what they're calling this. Any forms of anti-Semitism. So they're standing their ground and they're like, nah, we're not supporting this.
The thing is, if you ask yourself, if I flipped this and made it the opposite, and it was a white person saying these words, would I be offended?
This man done lost his mind.
You know, and if you flip it and you heard the same sentences that this dude was saying, but it was about white people.
Yeah. Yeah.
People would have flipped their lid, including him. And he still thought it was a good idea to say, man, black people we have this melanin that makes us powerful, man. We got superpowers, man. And it just made it sound like black superiority. Like, come on. Like, if a white person said it, y'all would rip them to shreds. You can't do stuff like that because now you almost like, you're kind of drawing attention to yourself now. Like, why? Like, you know what I'm saying? What is the point of that whole thing? And now we got fired because clearly it was offensive.
So address this first, bro. This whole melanated people, this whole like the more melanin you have,
it's confusing.
You have more compassion. Can you?
Yeah.
What are my
thoughts?
What was your first thoughts? Did you hear like when you came across it? You heard it. What was the first thing that went through your mind?
My first thoughts was, what is he talking about? He was saying like that's how they're connected to soul. Like, so you saying that only black people have soul, like that you know what I'm saying? That connection or that musical connection of soul. Like, I don't understand what you mean because I've heard some pretty soulful music that came from white people.
Really?
People.
Who? Give me a soulful song from a white person.
Man, I don't know the names, but I can show you right now on YouTube real quick. Songs that you would be like, what?
Can you think of the song off the top of your head? Like,
no, because I don't be remembering names, man. I'm horrible with that.
Anybody know? Anybody got some examples? I never heard of white soul. The only time I hear white soul is when on Joe Budden podcast when he talks about he starts playing. What's he play? He plays like George Michael. He's like, this is white soul. He's like, yo, this is
white soul.
George Michael, thank you, wifey. A-class of wifey, my help.
Oh, this is a good one right here. I'm gonna play it. I don't care because it's gonna be in the background.
Right, it's in the background. Sure you talk over it. So that way.
This is a song that everybody thought was a black dude, and it's not true.
Oh wait, pause.
I'm sorry, bro, but this is a vibe. This is soulful.
Woo! Yeah, man.
Soulful,
that's that grown folk, bro. That's what we're gonna play when we get old up in that beach house. I'm gonna be walking up to my studio. I'm gonna be walking up to my podcast set up in the beach house. Like, yo, I'm old, retired. Y'all ready to go live?
You hear
Let's
that?
go, man.
You telling me that ain't soulful, bro?
I love it, bro. I love it, man.
Just for y'all, in case y'all didn't know, that's Bobby Caldwell.
Yeah. I like it. Okay, you prove your point. Good.
Just saying.
Good. Who wrote it? Who produced it?
Bobby Caldwell.
Who did that? Because you know all the info's gonna come back.
You know what I'm saying?
So
that is not a Marrio Esco live exclusive. That is Bobby Caldwell. Called What You Won't Do
you
for
think
Love.
That's gonna help us. We just got hit. That's all right. That's all right. We here.
We're sort of DJs. We're sort of radio guys. Okay,
hey, Mike 5,
give us a break.
How do we get away with it? How do you?
GH3 Radio. Should we not have a badge that has GH3 Radio on it? So we show them the cops, the radio cops, like, hey, look, GH3 Radio, bud.
So in Nick Cannon's way of taking it with the whole melanated people, man. Is this the same way of does this stem into this like race? Is that the same? Like if you have this ideology of melanin, like melanin people. So if you have I don't know. I'm hearing poverty. I'm hearing color of your skin. Yeah. I'm hearing.
It sounded like a superpower, man. It's like the more melanin you got, the more abilities you will
different
have.
Things, bro.
you will leap buildings in a single bound. Like,
well,
it sounded like he was peddling like a superhero power. Like, it was weird, man.
Well,
it's like, it doesn't matter what color you are. It doesn't make you more
he was saying the lack
energetic.
Of made a deficiency is what he was saying. The lack of made a deficiency. So it was this fear of they have more. You know what I mean? Like they can overpower us. That's what the whole mindset was. That's what he was saying. I don't know if it was Minister Farrakhan who taught that kind of ideology or what, but
it's weird.
It came out of left field for me. I don't know if this was like ongoing. Sorry
anything,
if y'all
if
knew
anything, I have more
this
questions.
Was like a thing. This is my first time. I'm like, what? I heard it. I was like, whoa. He went totally left, man. He went, whoa, way out there, bro.
Facts.
Kind of made me think, like, so what's the full ideology? If he mentioned,
I'm not gonna lie,
like,
it made me curious. Like, I want to look into it just so I can get the full scope.
Do you think that? Okay,
strange.
ready? Here we go. Do you think
Super
that what
strange.
he's saying is racist?
I mean, I would have to know more about the ideology of what he's talking about from the Farrakhan dude, but just from the not knowing anything and just hearing the
if anybody's
statements,
brave enough, say, what do you all think?
If just not knowing anything, just
Nick is
hearing
preaching-
it for
hold
what
up.
it is, I would be like, yeah, that's racist. You're saying that your blackness is more superior than the white folk that have no melanin. Like, because you got melanin, you got this like extraness in life. And that, I don't know. That just don't make no sense to
Well,
me.
you have extra melanin.
You got extra color.
You do.
I have an advantage over
do
you.
got
I'm
extra sun.
not as dark.
We got James in here says Nick is preaching black supremacy point blank.
That's what it
Is
sounds
that what
like.
it is? Is that what?
Because I'm saying, if you flipped what he said and made it a white dude, people would be losing their minds. He was like, man, the whiteness just has a superiority because, the less of the dirt is just the purer. It just comes more cleaner. The cleaner that you remove, like, and the more whiter you are, the more pure you are. Like, if he said that same thing, everybody be losing their mind. Just the fact. So if you can reverse it and it sounds super offensive, then you should probably not say it.
I'm very glad that you brought that up because if y'all know, he's gonna kill me, man. I love you, brother. Mitch Darrell. Where's his
What'd he
thing?
say, man? What'd he say?
Where's Mitch? Tell me I got to pick a Mitch. I'm gonna bring it in anyway, and I'm gonna tell you what he said because that's not cool. That's not right. I'm gonna bring it in. Mitch Darrell. His take on it is that Nick cannot be racist.
He cannot be?
Nope.
How's that?
He can't be racist. There we go. We're gonna bring this in.
How's that?
Hold on. Let me plant this. Hold on. Bang. All right. Cool. There's Mitch.
Wow, that's really
my
quick,
dude.
man.
Bang.
That was
you know what I'm saying?
Impressive.
Bam. Live in effect. He said rich people. Black people cannot be racist. Not in this country. We could be prejudiced. We can't be racist. We don't have power. We don't have power to do anything, especially black men. And I think we make up like 8% of the country. So he's equating the racist to people in position of power and dominance within that land, I guess, is what Mitch is saying.
Yeah.
What's your take on what's your take on that?
But what do you mean by dominance? Did he?
I don't know. He's just saying they don't have power. He's talking about power. We can't be racist. We don't have power. We're only 8% of the land. So you can't. I guess racism is comes with, I don't know, power. I guess I don't understand it either. I guess we gotta ask Mitch.
I have more questions. Mitch, man, you need to explain this one, bro.
Mitch, he was on Twitter. There's a video on it. He put it out there. He said he didn't want to argue about it. So there's no arguments, man. It's just
I would just want clarity.
It went at
because I get it.
It kind of touched up on this whole topic, and I was like,
but he's saying that
he's talking about racism versus prejudice. They can't be racist. They're prejudiced. That's what he said.
Okay. It basically sounds.
So it stems down to this racism. Let's start there. Now, why don't we just go there? Let's take it where we're going to take it.
All right.
Do you believe racism exists?
Yes.
How so? What is racism? Define it. I know it sounds silly,
racism,
but I want to walk us down somewhere. So go ahead.
To give partiality or favoritism to a certain race. You know
okay.
what I mean? And also mistreat other people based on race.
Okay. Do you think that races, plural, exist?
Races,
plural. Do you think that there's different races?
If we're gonna speak biblically, no.
I'm trying to speak truth.
One race.
I'm trying not race. Biblically. I'm trying to speak truth. Let's break this down. Let's define it. So what is race? Let's define race. The word race. Let's break it apart.
All right.
What's race?
I guess for me is where you from. So I'm from Puerto Rican. So that for me. Oh no, that's more like background. That's or your heritage.
It's more like your culture. More like where did you come from? When you think of race, like for me, I don't know how other people are just throwing it around.
Latino.
No, but for me, it's like more so like race is like the human
Hispanic.
race. Like we're one race. You know what I'm saying?
Facts, that's
when
what
we talk
I'm
about that, that's what I'm trying to ask you, man. Like just be the truth.
Yeah, there is one race. Yeah.
All right.
I thought you wanted me to define it in the way it is understood for the most part.
For everybody.
If you ask anybody,
I want the truth. I want the truth.
The truth is there is one race.
Okay.
The human race.
Okay. Because why?
That's how God created us. He didn't create.
So then, what do you say? So what do you say? How do you combat against somebody who's saying the argument that you were just saying? Well, not the argument, but the understanding that you were just trying to give. Where race is like, yo, I'm a different race. I'm from here. I'm a different race. I'm from here. Like it defines.
I would say that's your culture. That is your background. But that doesn't change the human race. It's just one race. You're talking about a race. You know what I'm saying? Like we're not talking about cultures. So yeah, there's hundreds and thousands of different cultures and backgrounds, and that's different. But you're thinking critically, it is one race. If you think about it, it makes the most sense to me. I mean, that's how I feel about it.
So then, if that's how you define it, so then how can racism exist? You know what I'm saying?
Because there's sin,
you know what I mean?
And people.
If the truth is that race doesn't exist, how can racism exist?
In my opinion, I believe it's because of sin in man. Like we're always looking to get better. We're always looking to get more.
It's just how they categorize people. It's just how
we're always looking to get over the next person. That's just in our nature, man. We're sinful beings. We only care about ourselves.
It's crazy to me because
all types of things come out. It's not just racism. We have murder. How does murder exist? But it does. Like there's people out there who will kill you for a simple thing, which has happened recently. For no reason. You got dudes just murking people. Mm-hmm. So, you know what I mean? Like, how do you explain that? Like, we could sit here all day and try to explain how does a human psyche, fabricate these things or do these certain things. You know what I mean? I believe the core is sin, man. We're just sinful beings.
Well, that's a fact. That's like an easy. Yeah, I guess a lot of this, a lot of the answers to a lot of these problems are it brings you down an elementary type path. It really does. It brings you down. No, now let's pause. It brings you down an elementary path. It really does. It's like if you just submit to what the word says, I swear this show is just gonna be that, bro. if you just submit to what the word says, it's like it just defines it and just completely all the heretical ideologies or all the incorrect ideologies, like all those thoughts just crumble. They just fall apart. They don't even stand a chance. And it makes it look like yo, it's so silly, dude. Like how we gonna come up in here every episode and do this every single time to every subject, bro? Like like yo, man, like how we gonna but no, okay. All right. So yeah, when it comes down to race, like people it's one race. If you believe in that, but then you have like evolution, you have, different, some people believe that there are actually different races. Like there are we come from different, whatever, I don't know.
But the crazy thing that makes me like, it boggles my mind is that when they categorize race, put it on color. But color is not a race, bro.
Right.
Like, why you being racist? Because I'm white? Or why you being racist? Because I'm black? Yeah. Like, what are you talking? A race is not a color,
right?
Which is why I don't believe that there's multiple races, because even people don't know how to define
Bro,
in
Colombia,
they're always getting confused on what race is.
In Colombia, where I come from, we have, because there was so many different people colonizing in that area in South America, dude, there's Colombian people that look straight Japanese, like straight, because they come from, if you follow their family tree, they have Japanese in their family. Mm-hmm. So you have Colombians straight look Japanese, the eyes, everything, like straight look like they come from like Asia, like straight up everything. And then you have some that are straight like black, dark black. Like dark black. And then you have light skinned ones. You have some look Puerto Rican. There's a whole melting pot within that one country, bro. There's not one Colombian that looks the same from the other Colombian.
Facts.
Dude. Like
it's
they're all mixed. Like you can't say that one's more Colombian than that one. They all are mixed.
Yeah.
Same thing. Actually, you're right. Same thing in PR, dude. I saw a Puerto Rican kid, blonde hair, blue eyes, everything. I was like, this dude was on the beach, just started opening his mouth, just straight fluid Spanish, threw me off. Like I was like, yo,
this is crazy. I just decided let's look up the word race and see how the world categorizes it.
Different world views,
race refers to a person's physical characteristics, such as bone structure skin, hair, and eye color. An example of race is brown, white, black skin. I guess you can. Race is by color. Wow, I just learned something just on the show. All various parts of the world. While an example of ethnicity is German or Spanish ancestry, regardless of race, or Han Chinese. So yeah, I guess ethnicity is like, Puerto Rican, all those things. But race is this color. And which is why I was saying, I think that they categorized you. We were talking about that as white in that card because of the actual color.
What's his race? Oh, he's the white race. Like,
yeah. So if they had to describe you
Hispanics are white
for whatever
race,
reason, it would be white.
Sorry, y'all.
Hispanic.
they took us off. We don't have a race. We got erased.
We got erased.
Yo, no more of this, man. We got erased, guys. Sorry, y'all. There is no Hispanic race.
But that's what I'm saying. When you go to PR, you got all types. You got mixed. You got really, really, really black, like African American looking people. You have light skin. You have in between caramel. You have really loose hair. You have really thick hair. You have.
So that determines those things determine.
Yeah.
Imagine we got super like crazy with it.
That's what I'm saying.
Those are the thick hairs.
Those are the thick hairs.
Those are the thick hairs over there.
We had to call them that because they're white and they're white. That one has the loose hair. That one has the thick hair. So those are
Can't stand those thick hairs.
Thick hairs always getting in there.
thick hairs.
I could tell because they leave hair all over the place with all that thick hair.
Thick hair. Get them thick hairs out of here. The thin hairs, the baldies, like. Hey, yo, how far you go with it, man?
Why do I feel like this is
like high school? That's like 4 eyes, like what I'm saying, like you're the
there's a little sex.
Yeah.
Those are the geeks.
Those are the geeks.
The nerds.
Those are the jocks. The funny thing
How come
is,
there was never the Christians?
The funny thing is,
there was never a Christian
as I
group.
list those things off, everybody can reflect back and be like, "Yep, I know exactly who the jocks are." I remember. Everybody has some sort of
emos. It's through all time.
You telling me?
Through all time.
Yo, man, the emos.
Every like group just evolved. Because if you go back to like way back in the days, there was always nerds.
We're gonna get canceled, bro.
There was always nerds.
Someone's gonna identify with these categories.
There was always the weird kids that was interested in death all the time, wearing black eye makeup. Ooh, even back in the day. I'm just saying. No, that's not racist. I'm saying the weird kids with the black makeup. Yeah. They're all types of colors, man.
Sorry, man.
They come in all shapes, flavors, and sizes.
Man. You see how crazy it gets, though? If you wanted to make it crazy, like
man.
The emos. The emos are over there.
The emos are coming.
The emos are coming. Yo! Thank you, Gil. Thank you, Gil. The emos are coming. The emos are coming. Everybody run. The emos are coming.
They're so dark.
Yeah. The emos are coming.
And they even got a music with them.
What kind of cover am I gonna do for the emos are coming, bro? Hold up. The emos. How do you spell emos? Emos.
I think it's EMO.
Are coming.
3 letters. Emo.
Beautiful, bro. Excellent, bro. Excellent. I love it.
Sorry, man.
Yo, and then Derek Minor jumps in.
What
is it? I did some cool production effects here. I wanted to make it look like he was calling in.
What did he say?
Hold up, Derek. Oh, hold up for the people that are jumping in right now. Share the show, guys. Hurry up. Share the show. Ready?
Share the show.
And then let's just at Derek Minor if you can.
At Derek Minor.
Derek Minor's calling in right now, guys. Derek, what do you have to say about the situation, man? Can you jump in here and just tell us your thoughts, please?
Oh.
All right, let me go ahead and give you some game.
Yeah, please. Yeah, go ahead.
There's Black Lives Matter, the movement, and then there's Black Lives Matter, the sentiment.
Got it.
Most of the time when I post something about black equality or whatever, I get you're subscribed to BLM, they're Marxists, they're anti-God, look at their statement, blah, 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 and they think that they're dunking on me in some way. First of all, I've never been to any Black Lives Matter meeting, the movement Black Lives Matter meeting at all. And most black people I know, they don't really necessarily rock with the movement. Not to say that they're against it, the idea, but we rock with the sentiment. The idea of
sentiment.
Lives matter.
Is he saying cinnamon?
So,
the idea
of cinnamon?
Most of the time
sentiment.
Bro. They're not talking about
all right, yo, Derek, yo, cool. Thank you. I love you, brother. We'll call you next time. Grace and peace.
Is he going deep on cinnamon?
That's just gonna be like that one clip that is, Derek Minor was on the show, and then everybody jumps on. Like, why is it, yo?
Like, these boys are
I'm not
fabricating.
gonna complain about it. It just is what it is. So Derek Minor said that he don't rock with the movement, he rocks with the sentiment, the idea, the concept of Black Lives Matter. Then he actually calls out other Christians that have something to say that kind of like stand against it or prove other things or try to say, Black Lives Matter is wrong because of, point out all the wrongs about it. And he's saying, well, why don't you do something about it then? Why don't you start something? Why don't you build awareness to something? Or, how come you're not addressing this situation? So he's calling people to at least stand with the sentiment, the idea of Black Lives Matter. Thoughts? Because that's how we do. Thoughts?
Thing is that
thoughts and opinions,
you
people.
Know what? The safest thing is for us to pray for those people. That
for who?
Being,
for Derek Minor?
No, for the black lives that are being treated unjustly.
So what do you think about the sentiment versus the movement, though? Like, what do you think?
I get what he's trying to say. Like, the sentiment is valid. We care for our black brothers. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not that we don't care. But to put light to just one race, you know what I'm saying, is also not something that you should do either. That we should just pray as a whole that these atrocities end, you know what I mean? Not give light, because this is an agenda. People want us to divide. And Morgan Freeman, who is a black man, also says this all the time. You know how you end racism? Stop talking about racism.
But then people say that, but that's ignoring a problem, because there is a problem of abuse of power and things like that.
And that's what we address, the abuse of power. But we can't just keep giving power.
And that's where the whole
word.
argument of systematic, racism comes in. This is where, you see what I'm saying? Like, anything that you come up with, like, it's going to be the systematic racism, pretty much overturn the government, I guess, is the idea. Is that what they want? Like, what's the end goal? The end goal is
always been my question. Like,
when
I see the riots and I see people breaking into the stores, my question is, what's the point of that?
Yeah.
You're trying to get attention, but do you understand that is affecting a whole bunch of lives?
It's about to get real crazy once people start
that's affecting a whole bunch of people.
Transracial. Transracial.
What? That's a word?
No, he said it's about to get real crazy once people start identifying as transracial.
Yo, that's happening.
Oh, shoot, bro.
That actually sounds like that exists already. I bet you if I Googled it right now, man, that's already a thing.
I'm sure it's a thing. If you say it, it's a thing.
Yeah, that's a thing.
We got Goya. That's transracial. Can you imagine that?
I wouldn't doubt. I would not doubt that.
And then what do you call it when they can weave in and out? So like I can be transracial and then I can. It's just when it benefits.
Man, at this point, you can identify as whatever you want, benefit, bro.
Like, from it? Like, yo, right now, like how would that play out with racism? Like, excuse me, I identify. Like,
at this point, you can offend somebody any way, shape, or form.
How would that play out, man?
Because I've seen people who actually have gotten upset because they called them by the wrong pronoun, but the person didn't know them.
Oh, you actually witnessed that?
I've seen this, man.
Wow.
I've seen this with my own eyes.
So he was like, "Hey, ma'am," and then
yeah,
he was like,
I am a man. Blah, blah. And it clearly looks like a woman. It's not like, oh, that's obvious. No, you could clearly see it's a woman. But the person identified as a full-blown man. They did the haircut. That's about as close as you could get it. But you have the male appendages, so it's hard to hide, you know? So people would be like, oh, hi, man. And she would get ripped. Mad. And it's the first time. So you can't get mad at somebody who doesn't know.
I thought
you could
about,
just say,
I thought
hey,
about that.
I identify this or whatever.
I thought about that today when we were on the phone and you addressed the ladies. You're like, ladies. And I was like, ooh, Gil. Yo, you can't be just forcing pronouns on people like that, man.
It hasn't happened to me yet. I haven't had a person be like, excuse me, I'm a they.
I don't know. I'm confused. I got to go back to school to learn this culture.
I haven't had nobody correct me.
I got to go back to school to learn what's going on out there. What's going on out there? I got to learn. You go to school to learn the culture.
It's just crazy, man. That's what I mean. Like, you could offend somebody in like 40 different ways just by saying hello.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like, it's crazy, like, nowadays.
Facts. All right, cool, man. Was there anything else you wanted to talk about regarding any of those subjects?
I feel bad. I feel bad for Nick Cannon because he was just speaking his mind, his truth, and because you know, people don't have to walk a certain line. You can't speak outside that line. Now he ended up getting fired. Like, he lost revenue, even though it probably won't hurt him that much because he's crazy paid. But still, it's an opportunity that was taken away just because he spoke his mind, his belief.
Yeah.
And we live in a society today where if you speak your mind, you could possibly get in trouble.
Facts, bro.
It's possible.
Yep.
Even something that's been said
how do you say it?
10 years ago. They'll be like, oh, look at him in his stardom. But back in 1994, when he was 12 years old, he said he flicked a booger at someone who was colored.
And he tweeted about it.
And said, man, I remember when I flicked the booger at a colored person.
When they create
He's a racist.
When they create that machine that can look in the future, you know, that machine that looks in the future and sees all your, you know, all the laws that you're, you know, breaking and all, like, you know what I'm saying? Remember,
what do you mean?
Remember that show? I'm not going to bring it up, actually. I'm not going to bring up the name of the show. Remember the show where it had cameras installed in the brain or something, in the eyes, like it could see through everybody's eyes. So there was like literally a camera wherever there was eyes, they could see and hear.
Is that the movie called The Eye?
No. Even infants, they could just collect data whenever they want. If there's a situation, if there's a crime committed,
I know what you're talking about.
Yes, they can upload all the surveillance from everybody's eyes and ears.
That's crazy.
In the vicinity.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
I remember. I know exactly what.
Like, dude, imagine if.
It's possible,
bro. There's not a jail big enough for everybody.
Because you'll think about it like this.
For real, man.
Right now, if you
not a jail big enough,
you would face like trouble if you told the hospital, "I don't want you to give my baby like the immunization shots. Don't do that."
Bro.
Like, they can report you, you know what I'm saying, and you get in trouble. Something that they're injecting in your baby.
Yeah.
So what is to say that when we get to this chipping thing, that they say the same thing?
Well,
we're gonna have to report you because you're not letting us do this standard procedure.
Oh yeah,
your baby needs this injection under her skin or his skin. You know, why are you stopping us,
big brother?
You know what I mean? Like, what is it to say that? Like, what is going to happen at that point?
I love my big brother.
You're going to face some criminal charges with your newborn baby?
Can't that?
Can you imagine that?
Yeah. No,
like, you might face criminal charges and possibly go to prison because they want to inject something in your baby and you said no?
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, we know that, you know,
That's
we
crazy.
know what's coming. We know the mark is coming. We know without the mark, you're not going to be able to purchase anything. We know that you're going to have to make the decision. Either you get the mark to eat and live, or you're on your own, you die.
Yeah.
You know, like, that's going to be...
learn how to fish and hunt.
They're going to lock those up too, bro.
You think so?
Yeah, in some states, it's illegal to collect water. Like, you can't even collect water. That's illegal.
Yeah, but if you go, like, deep, like, deep.
Deep where, bro?
Like rainforest type joints. Like,
oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they ain't going to find you.
Oh, they don't care. They leave you out there.
They ain't find you. They won't find you.
No. Yo, on that note, we're going to jump into a track real quick. Here is...
You could run and tell
Stephen
that.
Wray, Understanding. Here we go.
Tell me who you gon' call on, who you gon' speak to. That's gon' listen to your problems and not mistreat you. When they tell you that they falling, they say me too. Even though you always call it, they gon' meet you. Accountability important, keep you in motion. We on the same path with the same devotion. Lord, I wanna remain focused through all the commotion. When you changing for the better, most one condone it. All my issues gotta bow down. The Holy Spirit moved in, I kicked them out now. Ever since I understood, I'm hitting Christ now. I don't wanna stop love from pouring out now. Yeah. Out of all that getting, get an understanding. Yeah. Don't be afraid to call when you don't understand it. Give me a call. I got you. Out of all that getting, get an understanding. Read that word, ask God for understanding. Don't be afraid to call when you don't understand it. Yeah, give me a call. I got you. Check my line. God's people suffer from a lack of knowledge. Once I understood the gospel, it became my only topic. Since I overcame depression, love the only thing I'm rocking. Had a hard knock life, but God still gon' bless the noggin. Christ being made in me, I ain't never really get it. I felt I was in religion. Satan tried to kill my vision, but I'm really on a mission. I ain't falling for division. My brother had intermission, never lost his good intentions. Satan lost to my Christian. Holy Spirit still winning. Had to speak what was written. Clock ain't never stopped ticking. Block ain't never stopped flipping. World ain't never stopped sipping. Had to check reality. The world ain't never stopped sinning. Father, is you mad at me? He said, no, you're forgiven. Father, is you mad at me? He said, no, my son has risen. He don't regret intervention. Christ in me no more sinning. Holy Spirit, fire driven. Out of all that getting, get an understanding. Yeah, facts. Don't be afraid to call when you don't understand it. Look, I already told you. Tell my yeah. Call. Out of all that getting, get an understanding. Need that. Don't be afraid to call when you don't understand it.
Oh, okay, let me send this. Yo, what up, everybody? That was Stephen Ray.
Awesome.
Understanding. This dude just
behind the scenes.
This dude just followed me on
behind
Instagram
the scenes.
as we're playing this track. That was super dope.
It was what it seems.
God's providence. God's providence. Hey, shout out to Stephen Ray. I guess we'll get you on the show, bro. We need to bring it back. I don't know. That was crazy.
Yeah, man.
Yo, these young bucks, I swear, they know something.
They do, man.
Like they got something hacked. They got Mike. You. What do they got, bro? All right, dude. Stephen Ray, that's what's up. Shout out to you.
Super dope, man.
Fire track.
That track is sick with it.
We just talked about some things about Derek Minor, Nick Cannon, Mitch Darrell. Yeah, he's gonna be eating. We love y'all.
Mitch Darrell. Why did you have to say it like that? That's nasty. Mitch Darrell.
Dope convo, I hope. You hear about the 6-year-old?
Yeah, man. That was
Bridget Walker.
Yo,
let's show the pic. Yo, shout out.
Y'all want to hear a crazy
shout
story?
out for Bridget Walker.
Do y'all want to hear a
super
crazy story?
Super dope story. Go ahead, tell it, bro.
Well,
6-year-old from Wyoming.
Yeah, man. 6-year-old on the left.
Yep. I guess there was a dog that came running over, went to go attack him and his sister.
Well, went to attack the sister.
Went to attack the sister. The brother jumped in front of the dog and just started getting bitten all over the cheek, his all over his face, and
he got bit
several times, man, several times. And they asked him, what was it, Gil?
Well, after he got bit, and the dog stopped biting them, he
took her away by the hand. He grabbed her hand, took her to safety.
To safety, so that way she would be safe. That alone is crazy.
Super dope. I mean,
but then I read the story.
Yeah.
And I hear what he said. And they asked him, like, what made you do that? Like, what made you jump in between the dog and your sister? And he said, well, if there was anyone that was gonna die, it was gonna be me.
Wow.
Not her.
Yo, hand claps.
What?
Bridget Walker.
6 years old.
6-year-old young man.
6 years
Captain
old.
America in the making.
Understood the danger, understood the potential of death, and he said, nah, bruh, not today. Not today, Satan. You ain't gonna touch my sister. And he straight up saves her life, man. It's crazy.
Facts.
Who knows what that dog would have done if he got straight up to her?
You know what's crazy?
Nuts.
Is that in my family, I have a great-grandmother, I believe, a great-grandmother who passed away from a dog.
Like mauled
a dog
her?
bite. Yeah, well, he bit her. She was a baby, and he bit her.
Oh, dang.
Yep. Yeah,
That's
man.
crazy.
So that, that does happen.
Yeah, man.
That we got to think. You got
I
to think
love
about
dogs,
that when you're walking.
But that is
you
just
have to keep
never
that in
leaves
mind.
the back of my head.
Yeah,
like you never
at
know.
any point,
You never
bro.
know.
I seen a video of a bear, a straight bear coming into somebody's garage recently.
Well, recently, a bear went into somebody's home.
Eesh, man.
Opened the door.
That's
went
why you
in
need them
the
firearms,
crib,
bro.
The dude came out
You-
and
you
imagine
you
you go
afraid
in your
of,
kitchen and there's a bear in your kitchen. Like,
dude, like
he
what?
swiped him once. He got hurt,
Oh,
but he
shoot.
didn't die. He survived.
He started beefing with him?
After the bear swiped him,
He started
he
beefing?
ran. The bear ran
Dude,
after
a
he swiped
bear
him
in your kitchen.
in his crib. He turned the corner in his crib. Imagine you just like
Nope.
minding your business.
I can't imagine
You know what?
that.
I'm going to get myself an ice cream pop. Oh my god!
Yeah, yeah.
Like crazy.
The Lord's name in vain, right there. Do I bleep those or
sounds
do
like
I?
an ice cream
do I-
sandwich kind of day.
Am I supposed to bleep those? Like,
What?
the Lord's name in vain, like when you say it. Am I supposed to? Be,
If you saw a bear, if you saw a bear, come on.
we gotta
I
hear
think
all
that's the
this.
only time in your crib.
Shout out to.
You'd be
Bridget Walker.
surprised what somebody might
Shout
say.
out to Bridget Walker.
I think I would get a video just so I could hear all the different responses to a bear in your
Yo,
kitchen.
Mike 5 is laughing. He's like, just beep beep.
Peanut butter sandwich, like all these random things.
Yeah,
Elvira.
yeah. You know what?
You never know what you'll hear.
Some people will say, "Yeah, that is better."
I'm sure that's better.
Yeah.
But one of them will be. Oh my god. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
One of them
That could
will
be prayer. Hey, it's the motive of the heart. That could be prayer.
I guess.
It might be,
Okay, so
my.
does it
You
make
know
it
what I'm saying?
acceptable if I continue like, oh my God in heaven, please thou be thy name, thy kingdom come, that will be done on earth that is in
That's
heaven.
a lot of messing up right there, bro.
I'm just saying, if
That's
you
a lot of
continue it,
repenting
I didn't
right
say
there.
that was an exact. I'm saying if I continued
we
it,
cancel by the Christian
and-
culture.
I'm saying if I continued it and made it into some
We are
kind of a
canceled by
prayer,
the
does it
Christian
make it
culture.
better?
Yo, listen.
Does it make it better?
I give you the permission to say, I thought this was a Christian show. Yes, yes, you are right. We have to repent. Yes.
Hey, you know what? In a time of danger,
Right
you're not
there.
going to say the whole entire thing perfectly. Your blood is pumping. You're
Holy
scared.
socks, get out of here.
Holy socks. See, now the really
Holy-
conservatives will be like,
holy
you're
socks.
saying socks are holy? Oh, that's blasphemy.
Man. Holy socks, get out of here. He really throws this holy socks. Get out of here, these holy socks.
And somehow the bear just falls down.
Man.
Slain in the spirit.
No, come on. You don't have to keep
just
digging. Dude, we're already canceled.
That's how it happened.
We are completely canceled.
How do you
All
knock
right,
out a bear with holy socks?
Kid got 90 stitches. Looks like he's already healing up good. I didn't show the other picture of him like freshly, all
it looks-
bitten up because it's a little bit
Yeah, it's
gruesome. But
yeah, man. And then you
like,
automatically think of your
he
child
legit
like
got
he got
bit,
hurt.
chewed,
He got hurt.
like for real. Bro.
And the fact
Goodness.
that he got bit, and if you a parent, you notice a little scratch and your 6-year-old is crying and kicking and screaming.
Yeah.
Homeboy got bit in the face. He got up, grabbed his sister, and
Yep.
ran to safety.
Yeah.
Like, do you understand what must have been going through his head? Like, I would even question if an adult would do that.
Bro, they got those.
Like, he must have been bleeding profusely based on the pictures on how he got stitched up. He must have been bleeding like crazy and still had
bro.
the mental strength
to
be like,
grab her
I gotta
hand
grab
and
her,
out of
and
there
get her out of here.
to make sure she's safe.
Huh?
Yeah, his little sister.
Yeah, little sister, like a little
So
girl.
he's 6, and that was his
And
little sister.
she must have been like
That's
maybe
Aiden.
4, 3, maybe 4. So little girl. So he jumped in the way,
Yep.
got bit up, got all torn.
Talking to Mike
pieces.
Gill because we're still on the show.
My
bro.
bad.
Come on.
he grabbed his sister, and then like, dude, that whole situation is like. Not a lot of people have that kind of reaction time. People freeze up. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, what's happening to me? And they looking at the blood all over their hands. You just don't know. And now I know, man, that kid is tough.
Yeah, tough. Bro, that's
Yeah. If he goes to the military, that's
the Captain America right there. That's the making of Captain America.
Yeah, his father, I guess,
that's the one you get the medicine to.
His father tagged all the heroes, all the Marvel actors.
Yeah.
Which is pretty dope because they're gonna respond.
Yeah.
I haven't followed.
It's a thing of respect for, especially coming from a young man, because I was just gonna tell you that they have videos of animals rescuing each other.
Yeah, facts.
And
humans.
Then they put them together with some scenarios where humans are in danger and people are just driving by.
Facts.
And they show that
one of the saddest videos I ever seen. I'll never forget. It was a person in the hospital waiting room fell over because they had a heart attack and they literally died in the waiting room of a hospital.
Sheesh.
And you literally just see people walk over them, walk by, nobody says anything. After a long time, I think it was 15, 20 minutes, somebody finally came over and was just like,
"Are you okay, sir?
Are you okay?"
Goodness.
He was long gone.
Man.
Long gone. 20 minutes ago, ma'am. And I'm sure that they must have rewatched that video and been so disgusted with the fact that man just died at a hospital. What? And nobody was like, yo, I think this man need help. I bet you the people were like, he ain't gonna get me first. He ain't gonna get in front of me. I did that too. I could do that too. Look at me, watch. People just mean, man.
Yeah.
People just mean.
Well, it's depravity, brother.
It's crazy.
That's what it is. It's depravity, bro. It runs real deep, bro. So deep.
Super sad.
So deep that even in people who proclaim Christ, bro. People who study the word. People who are believers, bro. I mean, look at the whole entire Bible. Look at the whole Bible. You got stories. Somehow, how do we fool ourselves to think that these people that we read about in the Bible were heroes? How do you read this? Go back and read, and you're like, in the beginning when you first read, you were like, "Oh, I'm David. Oh, I'm this one." I think I said this last week too. I don't want to.
Yeah, we all kids, all kids look at these people in the Bible and they're like, "Those are my heroes."
Nah, bro. They're all. You start reading back as a grown man, and you start picking out with discernment. Shoot, bro. There was favoritism toward this son here. Oh my goodness, this dude had an alcoholic problem. Oh man, this dude had this issue. You start seeing all the dysfunctional families that God used, through His power. Dude,
it's crazy because you grow up reading the Bible, but they only give you the cool stories. You know what I'm saying? Like David, he slayed the giant, but they never actually talk about all the things that happened when he was king.
How about this?
Nobody ever talked about it, and you read it, and you're like, oh shoot.
How about this?
David was he was a bad boy.
Yeah. Yeah,
but you only hear the hero part.
Yeah,
so
but when you actually read about it,
when you're old enough,
hold on a second,
and you go back to your mom, and you're like, "Mom,
wait, this the same David that beat Goliath? Hold on a second, what was he?
You told me David was like the man. He is not the man.
What was he doing over here, Mom?
Oh boy, is nasty.
Yeah." She skipped over those verses, bro.
For real.
She was like, hold on a second, we can't.
What is this, Mama?
She's thinking of her demographic, bro, like that. She gotta entertain the right demographic. You know what I'm saying?
I know,
you can't just jump
that you was a little kid, so I had to give you the the
I had to never tell you about
it's
it.
It's a beautiful story, But what about what he did when he was king? No, papi.
No, that's for adults.
That's for
Mom, 35.
No, papi. You don't understand. Papi. You don't understand, papi. You're gonna understand when you're older. When I die? See, papi, when you die.
We'll talk about it when you die.
Full understanding, papi. Full understanding.
Yeah, listen, we'll talk about it when you die.
Mom, you mad biblical right now.
You mad? Oh, shout out to Mom Dukes. We love you.
Y'all love Mom Dukes.
I love Tumai, bro, for real.
Oh, thank you. I love Tumai too.
I think
special loves.
Yes.
You know what
I mean? Cool, man. Speaking of, doing all these weird things with using the Bible, were we speaking of that? Hopefully we were.
Made up out of thin air, but hey, let's go with it. We were talking about weird stuff out of the Bible. Yeah,
just don't rewind. Just don't rewind the tape.
Yeah.
Yo, did you see what happened at Bethel? Let's just play it, bro.
Well, Pastor Marlene.
Oh my!
Let's just play what happened at Bethel.
The microphone keeps like going
and
up
she saw
and
us doing
down.
a prophetic
Like,
act.
it goes
bro.
mad loud,
Very,
and then it
very
gets really
historic.
quiet.
Yeah,
One
talk
of the
into the
movies
mic.
that
I
has
am,
really
and I'm
touched
saying
my
it gets
heart is
really,
Lord
really
of the
loud,
Rings.
and then it gets really, really
So I
quiet.
encourage you, if you haven't done this in the proper
Can you stay
order,
quiet for a
you
minute?
must
Like right now,
put
it's super
oil
loud.
in your door.
Oh, that's probably
and then
me. My
go
bad,
in
bro.
front and repeat this
That better?
act with us.
Yeah.
And
Sorry, my
Gandalf
bad.
stands
Just
in his
blowing my
authority
eardrums, bro.
in front of
There
the
we go.
demon and says it. The first time he hits it and it doesn't happen. The second time Gandalf does it again and still the demon is not obeying. And at the third time, Gandalf puts both of his hands on the
this real.
staff, and he said, I said!
This real.
And he hits it.
This is Bethel Church, by the way.
And that
This
authority
is Marlene
is what we're
Barrett.
talking about
This
that
is
can
crazy.
only be released by an
takes out her-
Is she wearing a Harry Potter cloak?
She takes out a staff.
She's wearing a
Hold
Harry
up.
Potter cloak.
Racism
Hold up.
will
This is not-
end. It's over in the ecclesia from this night forward in Jesus' mighty name. Let's lift it up and bang it.
Yep.
What is happening?
Hold up. Thou shalt not pass. Boom.
One more. We need you to agree with
They
us.
shall not pass. And they're
Thou
holding a
shalt
staff.
not pass.
And they're slamming the staff.
In the name
Everybody's
of
holding
Jesus
it at the
Christ.
same time. They're lifting it up and they're slamming it to the ground and saying, that shall not pass. And what they're doing is, I guess they're rebuking
Demons.
racism or
Or
the
racism,
race,
yeah,
the
yeah,
demon of racism.
Yeah.
And I guess what she said is that kind of authority can only be released by
blow!
how you call it?
wind of God.
Apostolic decree. That's what she said. The authority
On
can
you.
only be released by an apostolic decree.
COVID-19.
So they believe in apostles. I don't know nothing about this Bethel Church. They just be doing things
All I
that
know
we
is
can talk
that
about.
was crazy. That whenever
Thou shalt not pass.
If you go to a church and they do silly stuff like that, like use these weird movie analogies, chances are you in a really,
be
really
out.
bad church. It's like a really high chance. I'm thinking 80 to 90. If they do movie quotes
Yeah.
on the stage and they're dead
Thou
serious,
shall not pass.
it's probably a bad church. I'm just
they
saying.
had to do it 3 times.
Yeah.
They had to do it
And then
3
they said,
times.
we need you to agree with us.
So the louder you get.
The thing is that a lot of this stuff, it sounds very witchcrafty, man. You know what I'm saying?
What gave that away? The wizard staff?
When they're repeating it over and over as well, like it's some kind of spell. And they're like, you know what? It's not going to take hold. We need you to agree with
the
us.
fact that they're all holding it and lifting it up.
And
at the
she's
same
wearing a
time,
Harry
like,
Potter cloak,
what
man.
gave it away, brother?
She was wearing a Harry Potter cloak, dude. Like that, enough. I thought she was gonna take the broom eventually,
Oh, my
put it between
goodness,
the legs, and go
And take
after
off.
one of them little
take
ball
off.
things that, you know what I mean? I don't even know
Yo.
the name of that game.
Listen, when your pastor whips out a wizard staff,
Yeah. Real talk.
yo,
You run.
It's time to be out,
You
man.
run.
Yo, it's time to.
The church should be about the
Yo.
word, man. The word. If they pull out staffs,
Man, bro.
cloaks, daggers, knives,
You know,
wands,
to Bethel.
any one of them things.
You know, to Bethel shirt. To
They got Bethel shirts, I'm sure.
to Bethel Church.
That says "Thou shalt not pass."
To Bethel Church, we're being heretical right now.
Oh, I'm sure.
We're being
I'm sure.
We're going up
But to be
against
a heretic
the
is to
hell-
speak
the Holy
is to
the
speak
Hella
against-
Spirit. Yes, I was gonna say Holy Spirit, the Hella Spirit. We're going up against the Hella Spirit right now, bro.
You got a hella spirit in you, bro.
Yo, you got the spirit of hell in you, bro. It's good.
But what's crazy is
Go ahead,
that to
go
be
ahead.
a heretic is to speak against the word of God. So then I would have to say, where in the word of God does it say that we should take a staff and knock it on the floor 3 times and say, "Thou shalt not pass" to any demon? So you can't say I'm a heretic
that's what
because
I'm
I'm
saying.
speaking against something
It's
that's unbiblical.
It's not sola scriptura.
Yeah.
It's not sola scriptura. It's that plus
it's
that movie
sola
of
porquería.
that plus. Yo, is that? Can you say that? Is that?
It's sola porquería.
Is that okay to say?
Yeah, well, porquería is garbage.
Yo, is that?
Of course, it's okay. To
Oh,
say.
okay, I don't know.
I'ma say.
I don't know. Last time I said something, I thought it was simple,
Porquería is
and
trash.
you were like, "Oh my goodness, I can't believe you said that." I was like, I had no idea it was offensive.
It's trash.
Okay.
Porquería. Yeah.
All right, cool.
And I know this.
Okay, are you sure? Are you trying to convince yourself?
No,
Mike 5 is like,
I know this.
Yo, he's cussing.
I know this, man.
All right, you know this.
You know why?
Right.
Because
you know it.
grandmothers have this weird way of saying "mi little porquería" to their little grandkids.
Is
My
that true?
grandmother was one of them. So I'm very well known with the word porquería because I asked, what does this mean? And they're like, trash.
Trash.
Like, great. My grandmother has been calling me trash
hold on.
my whole life.
I thought
That's
basura
awesome.
was trash.
Basura is trash as well.
Oh, okay.
Basurita, yep, all those names.
Oh, you had all those names.
Yeah, mi porquería, basurita, like all of them meant trash. That
This sounds like a
is
therapy.
Alarming.
Sounds like a therapy session,
Yeah,
bro. Like,
super. I'm like, what? I thought this whole thing was an endearing, cute little name. And as I've grown up, I'm like, basura, doesn't that mean trash?
when you start running out of things to do and the Bible is not enough, you
come up with all these weird things.
with a wizard staff, bro.
Facts. Stick to the word. Stick to the word. There's so much material in there that it would last you 100,000 million bajillion fashillion lifetimes. Like there's never ending of information that comes out of the word of God. So the fact that you feel you need to deviate and use a staff,
bro, they couldn't even go with Moses. At least use the Bible.
For real.
If you're gonna try to use some sort of analogy,
I will part the sea
from Moses,
and everyone say with me. I will part the sea.
Dude, their discernment is so off that they went with Gandalf instead of Moses. Like, at least.
And it's the same old dude.
Bro.
It's an old dude in Gandalf. It was an old dude Moses.
Crazy.
Both of them had staffs, but you chose to go with the witch one.
Yo, you had to go with
You went
Gandalf.
with the witch. You went with the warlock.
You went for fiction. Go to Moses. Like, come on, man. Next time, give me a call. How much money they make? Can't you bless me for discernment? Like, can you call me up? Like, I'll take the position, man. Hit me up. Bethel. Someone tag Bethel. Tell them I'll work for them.
But you know what? I wonder, do they
that's a bad idea.
Do they sit like corporations do? And they sit around a table and they go, guys, I've got it. I know what we're doing for the next sermon. We're going to get a staff. Follow me here. Follow me. We're going to get a staff. We're going to bring it up to the stage. Hey, Bob, listen. We're all going to hold the staff, okay? We're all going to hold it. Oh, my goodness. I feel like this is a revelation. Listen to me. Listen to me. It's coming. It's coming right now. It's coming right now.
Is that producer?
We're all gonna hold the staff and then get it, wait for it, we're gonna say thou shall not pass. Boom, drop the mic. We're doing it. I feel the chills. Look at me. Look at my hairs. It's God. We're doing it this Sunday. Don't tell me anything, Bob. You're gonna get up there and grab the staff. You know you are.
Do you think that Bob?
Oh, there was a Bob up there.
You think that Bob freestyled at the last moment? He was just like, "We're gonna lift it up and slam it," and she was like, "What is he doing?"
Oh yeah. That other dude, he deviated. He was like, "We're gonna do this, and we're gonna do this in the name of Jesus." And
lift it up and
the chick
drop
with the Harry Potter, cape was like, "That was not scripted. Why are you not? You're going way off. Why are you doing that?"
I think
Let's get back to the hand of the matter. We're gonna slam this down 3 now.
Let's get back to focus here. Put your hand back on that staff. What are you doing? Can we get back to focus
here?
You
can tell because everybody paused and looked at him like,
are you sure?
Oh, no, he didn't.
Hold up, Bob, are you sure?
You were at the meeting. She said we all grabbed the staff.
No, you didn't freestyle.
You were at the meeting. You freestyling
ain't no improv.
Right now?
Bob with the improv.
Watch the video again. You see everybody shocked.
Like, everyone lifted and dropped it at the same time. Everyone was just forced to do it. Like, I guess we're doing this. Bam.
And it was like the comic night where you only got like 3 or 4 people that clap, and it was all uneven. It was like.
That's why she had to yell it.
And she's like, you know what? You all need to agree with me on this one.
That was improv too. You know that was improv.
Because you expected everybody to be like, yeah, let's do it together. People were
like hesitant.
And they were like, I'm not saying that. We just watched that movie last night, honey. Does it feel right?
Is this okay?
This right now?
What are we going to do?
Thou shalt not pass.
Really? Should we yell this or what?
I wasn't even a demon.
Yo, that's bad awkward when you go into the church and they tell you to do something and you're like, I ain't doing that. Like, what are you going to do when that hand comes to your forehead and they try to mush you down to the ground and you just standing there mad firm like, no, dude.
It's happened.
First of all, get your hand off me.
It's happened.
Thou shalt not pass.
For real. You tell him right before he puts his hand on. Thou shalt not pass.
Thou shalt not pass. All right. That's what she said.
That's who?
The chick from the thing, bro.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, my mom went with someone else.
from Bethel, bro. Like, what's going on?
That is what she said.
I'm telling you.
Facts. 100%.
Hey, rewind the tape. That's
a fact.
That's
what she said.
Exactly.
Yes.
All right, so squirrels.
Yo, we can't make this up. We can't make this up, okay?
Yo,
squirrels. If you may think this is the most unconventional transition ever, but guess what?
Guess what?
There is no way. There is no way to transition into this other than squirrels.
Oh shoot. Oh man. Yo,
so,
Mike,
what is about them squirrels?
Mike,
let's talk about it.
I'm telling you. I'm gonna be so mad.
It's a fact.
When we're gone and this thing takes. I'm gonna. Yo, my kids are having an inheritance. How about that?
Yo, you know what I was thinking?
My kids will take it. How about that?
When we're done, if Lord permits it that we finish this and we don't do this ever again.
We're like,
no, but listen, if this ever happens, I'm gonna wait a few, like maybe by 5-10 years later, just like wait. I might even wait more. Who knows? And then I'm gonna go back. And I'm going to watch this whole entire thing from beginning all the way to the end. And it's going to be amazing.
It's bad cringe, bro.
I think about it all the time. It's going to be amazing. I'm going to laugh. I'm going to cry. I'm going to be mad. I'm going to be offended at myself. Cringe. Oh, I can't wait, man. I cannot wait.
Yeah, I love my daughter, man. Shout out to my daughter. Wrong one.
And I know this is going to be something that my daughter's going to avoid from speaking all the time. All the time.
I heard your dad.
Talk about the show, Dad. My friends are over.
I heard your dad.
Now they're going to go see it. You're so embarrassing.
Man. I don't be telling nobody, bro.
It's going to be awesome. I can't wait.
In my real life, I'm like, man, like nobody knows. I'm just like, hi, sir. How can I help you today? It's just my day.
Your job?
My day to day. How are you?
I'm the same way, man.
Hello, sir. How can I
How can I
serve you today, sir? But then they come over here, they're like, who is that man?
What? What do you mean?
Who is that man? And I'm like, I'm standing there, thou shalt not pass. Don't you dare watch this show.
As you fixing the computers and walking by, they're like, who's that man?
Who's that man? No. Squirrels test positive for bubonic plague in Colorado.
Plague, people. Bubonic plague in a squirrel.
First of all,
okay, now you tell me, how would you transition into that?
During the pandemic, why are we testing squirrels? Like
that was the first thing I asked. I'm like, wait a minute. The first thing that is fishy to me is not even that the squirrel has the bubonic plague. It's the person that said we should test that squirrel. Why?
Maybe there's like,
and then the fact you found bubonic plague out of all things
in that one squirrel, bro. It just happened to be
like,
that random
would
squirrel.
you look at that, Susan?
This
squirrel has bubonic plague.
That was test subject 1.
I can't believe it.
We just stumbled upon the bubonic plague in a squirrel in Colorado.
Gee willikers.
In the town of Morrison,
this is
Colorado,
nutty.
Jefferson County, west of Denver, made an announcement.
That's for you, Mario.
Made an announcement saying that the squirrel is the first case of the plague in the country this year.
Yeah.
That just means that that's the first one that they tested.
Yeah.
And they found this thing in him.
Still weird. I still want an explanation why they decided to just test the squirrel. Like, would they look, does bubonic plague have a look? Like, that looks a little bubonic-y over there.
Just everybody's mad racist.
You hear that,
like,
That
look at that squirrel there.
Is looking bubonic-y. Okay? Pick him up. Let's test
He's
him.
looking kind of bubonic-y.
I'm just saying.
Hold on a second. Here, you're looking kind of bubonic-y. You go get tested, please.
We're going to have to test you.
Before you come in here. Like
your bubonics are off.
Your bubonic plagues are off. So, yeah. So, they tested this thing. So, what does that mean? Like, they did say that, so, like cats. If they hunt like an animal, small animal, squirrel, or a rat or a mouse or whatever, and they eat it, they can get it. Like pet cats, dogs too. Like, whoever comes across
if it starts from cats, I feel safe because they're lazy. They don't go nowhere. So if they stay wherever they are,
yeah. But then you get a house cat that kills a house mouse that was out in the wild. Gets this thing, comes inside in the wintertime. Cat smacks it around, bites it, eats it. Now cat got the thing. You know what I mean?
Then it scratches the owner. Now the owner got the bubonic plague.
And now the spread of the bubonic plague
That's crazy, man.
I hope to God that this is
I don't like cats. And there's a perfect example of why not to have him. The bubonic plague attractors.
Great. Just add that to the list.
Just saying. Just add that to the list.
Right, just add that. Yeah.
Hey, it's a fact. What do cats eat? Rodents.
So
what are the ones that have the bubonic plague? Rodents.
So we know in the Bible it talks about sickness, famine, illness, rumors of
That's
war.
Crazy, man.
Whether this is the time or not, like everybody, you have those Christians that are super sensitive and over the top with it, and they get kind of like conspiracy theory kind of, kind of attitude.
Well, it's not that hard to think that way when you see in the stuff you see.
Exactly. So, the truth of the matter is
even
that
those that weren't skeptical are now becoming skeptical.
Well, we know that the Bible talks about it's like birth pains. So you think of contractions. They talk about contractions. They start getting worse and worse over time. Then they calm down. Then they start picking up again, more contractions. And then as it gets closer, that time it starts getting closer and closer and closer. And that's when, boom. I guess not all hell breaks loose, but but pretty much like that's when everything unfolds and God's plan unfolds. Now people have different thoughts about Revelation, because that's what we're talking about, like Revelation, end times. Some people believe that that we already went through that. What's that, theonomy or something? Like we already went through that, and now some stuff, man. Whatever the terms are,
it just confuses me more.
People have different opinions of different things, but where I stand is what I read in the Bible, what I understand it to be, and I'm seeing contractions, growing pains. So whatever that theology is, that's where I fall. Yeah. I'm looking at it, I'm seeing it. The return of Christ is coming. Make sure that you are in good standing with the Lord, and by doing that is by repenting of your sins, believing in Christ, the one that He sent, lived, died, and rose on the third day. Now sits at the right hand of the Father, and He will come back again, and in Him we could be forgiven. In Him we could be restored. That relationship that has been severed because of the fall of man, our disobedience, our sin, and then we can look forward to eternity.
Amen.
You know what I mean? So I think it's important to start really buckling down on that. Like, I see the culture and the state that we're in, especially in our genre, in our demographic, and the temptation to follow after stardom and celebrity status is a real thing. So when you start trying to tailor your content to a specific demographic, to play the game, to try to do the meta tags and all these other things, you can get lost in just chasing after the wind. You really can get lost chasing after the wind. We know a lot of these platforms are like TMZ and all these things are very gossipy. We understand like a lot of this stuff is really not news. It's really gossipy. It really is. It's entertaining. We see marriages happening for the sake of entertainment. People are getting into contractual agreements with one another for entertainment purposes. You know what I'm saying? Like you got kingdoms that they build up, and they combine those kingdoms, bro. They did it back in the day when they married off their children to another family because for the sake of power and those kinds of things. So we as Christians are called to proclaim the truth, stand firm. And right now we see a lot of wind and this is a storm. This is a trial. Sure. This is a storm coming through. And depending on what your foundation is like, this is what's going to determine whether you have built yourself on a foundation of sand or on the rock. Amen. This is going to determine that. The whirlwind is coming. You see it. We're in the middle of this trial right now. And I'm very, very happy to see, especially within Christian hip hop, because that's, the show we got and the music that we share. We're going to jump into another track real quick, and I'll stop the preaching and all that. But
keep it going, bro. You speak the truth.
But so like, I don't want to lose my train of thought. Talking about, so there's a sense of responsibility in what we're doing, and I'm proud that sense of responsibility has been seen. I've been watching people with platforms that are switching up, dude. Like in a way, Derek Minor, like he was gung-ho for it, he was like all for it, but now you hear him saying like, yo, if you got he's talking about Marxism now. He's mentioning Marxism. He's mentioning all these other things, and then he didn't really say that I don't he didn't say like I'm not with it. He just has a different perspective on it. The sentiment is what he's talking about. The idea is what he's talking about. Now there's this clear like wall that he's putting up. This clear like you get what I'm saying. And I'm happy to see people who represent Christianity use discernment through this, because there's a storm of trials happening now. Build your house on a bed of rock, the rock, not on a bed of sand. So with that said, man, I think this is a good time to segue into...
You haven't had a rant like that in a while, bro.
We have fun, man. You know what I mean?
It's cool.
We bug out, we have fun, but, when it's time to get real, we get real. You know what I mean? So...
It's a balance.
I love y'all, man. I really thank y'all for rocking with us. Yo, Mike 5, you've been a blessing tremendously, bro. Actually... Makes sense.
That is the
Makes sense. We can go with it. We can go with it. I messaged you recently, man. Just thanking you, man, for just rocking with us, praying. I know you've been praying for us, brother, and I appreciate that. And everybody else who's been jumping in here, watching us and praying for us, and just watching us grow and just building that relationship with us, even if it's just on a weekly base, on a Wednesday, or whenever you listen to the show on a Thursday. Truly, like for real, I love building with y'all. It's dope. I can't wait. I hope that one day the Lord in His sovereignty will allow us to experience something a little bit more personalized, so I can see y'all.
I would love to do this live.
I
want to see this live.
I know right now, realistically, it's in the midst of a pandemic, but even Paul himself said, I long to see you face to face, Lord willing.
Amen.
He did have a desire to see his people face to face out in Rome, I think it was, when he was saying, I long to see you. So it's the same way. We hope that one day we could see that, but it's all in God's will. So we're going to jump into a track real quick.
Let's go.
This is Donnie Fresh. Truth is, we love y'all. Till next week. Grace and peace. Hey, yo, Squirrel, do your thing, brother. Let's go.
You that just turned on this song. I want to let you know if you're going through something. That's 100 points. Keep pushing. You almost out the storm. Treat it like dirt, treat it like I had to find myself, I had to know my worth. See, I've been kicked down, and I've been pushed around. People always see me, I still gotta smile. They know I'm up now. Truth is, I wake up alone. These days I'm on my own. Mama woke me up, told me that my granny gone. Daddy broke down, but I had to stay strong. Every day I'm looking for signs. I believe there's a reason why I'm still around. All of this pain that I seem to hide. I ball it all up and just keep it inside. Feel what I'm saying? Ooh, I believe there's a reason. Stay prayed up and achieve it. Don't take no from the people. Make it happen, I believe it, even though I've been treated like dirt, treated like I had to find myself, I had to know my worth. See, I've been kicked down, and I've been pushed around. People always see me, I still gotta smile. They know I'm up now. Truth is, I battle depression, I don't like to talk, so just leave me a message. Smoking the gas to keep me from stressing. Talking to God, receiving these blessings. It feel good to make people smile. Mama know I ain't did that in a while. I just been working and stand on the ground. Been ready for years, just waiting on my time. Feel what I'm saying? Ooh, you can do it. Don't give up, keep moving. They gon' try to knock you off your game, but keep your head high and understand why. I've been treated like dirt, treated like I had to find myself, I had to know my worth. See, I've been kicked down, and I've been pushed around. People always see me, I still gotta smile. They know I'm up now. Truth is,
if you're listening on the podcast, be sure to check out my Facebook music page, Marrio Esco 1. Again, 2 R's in my name, the number 1 at the end, Marrio Esco 1. Be sure to like and follow that page because I like to give updates on who I'll be interviewing and leave a description on what we'll be talking about. And I also like the real-time one-on-one back and forth interaction. If you don't have the time to join us on Facebook Live, be sure to check out my podcast. It's called Marrio Esco Live, 2 R's in my name. Again, you'll see the white silhouette of myself with the cross underneath. Be sure to subscribe to that and follow the link as well to whatever podcast you're using or however you're receiving the podcast, and leave us a review. We love to hear feedback. You can also hit me up at music@marioesco.com and just hit me up with some feedback and ways that we can improve the show or the things that you like and enjoy. Any type of feedback will be highly appreciated. Grace and peace.